Welcome. My name is Tiana Tehero, and today we'll be covering first grade lesson on macroeconomics. I have Noi here. Our fellow teammates are Julianne, Christina, Nicole, and Laura.
So for the first grade lesson, we're looking at the Hawaii Common Core standards for social studies. The first standard we're looking at is to use maps and globes to locate people, places, and things, not directly addressed, but using pictures of diverse communities can relate to this standard. Also, the next standard is to describe how people in different places live and work. This lesson can be expanded to discuss how people in different communities might have different needs and wants based on their jobs or environment.
General learner outcomes for this lesson will be self-directed learner. While the activities are guided, students have some choices in the marketplace stimulation or what to buy, and poster creation, what to draw and write. This will foster a sense of agency and encourage them to take ownership of their learning. Community contributor, the lesson emphasizes the concept of public goods and how they benefit everyone in the community. Discussions about sharing resources and keeping parks clean nudge students to think about their role in a larger community. And then effective communicator. Throughout the lesson, students participate in discussions, explain their choices in the marketplace activity, and potentially share their needs and wants. This helps develop their communication skills and express themselves clearly.
There are 3 learning objectives for this lesson. The first one, students will differentiate between needs and wants. Students will identify different types of goods, public and private, and students will understand the concept of making choices with limited resources.
So some of our essential questions focusing on needs and wants will be how can we tell the difference between something we really need and something we really want? Why is it important to have enough food and water, even if we don't always want to eat the same thing? And if you could have anything in the world, would you need to survive and why?
So more essential questions. Why can everyone use a park, but not everyone can have a toy car? What are some other things that everyone can share and enjoy, like parks? How do public goods make our lives better?
And then focusing on choices and trade offs. When you have limited money, how do you decide what to buy? Why can't we always have everything we want? And what happens if we spend all our money on one thing?
More essential questions. This one focuses on optional, introduced briefly. Externalities. What happens if someone throws trash in the park? How does that affect everyone else? And market power. What if there was only one store that sold candy in town? Would it be the same price as when there are many stores?
For this lesson, our pre-assessment, what do you expect students to already know and be able to do before this lesson? Show and tell. Before the lesson, have the students bring in an object they consider a need and another they consider a want. This helps gauge their initial understanding of these concepts. You could also do picture sorting. Present a mix of pictures depicting needs, such as food and water, and wants, such as toys and games, and ask students to sort them into 2 categories. Observe their sorting pattern and address any misconceptions.
Okay, some formative and ongoing assessments that you can do while the lesson is going on and presented is looking at what are the indicators that student learning is progressing. So the first one, interactive discussions. Continually ask questions throughout the lesson to check for comprehension. For example, why can't we all have unlimited candy? Or how does a park being a public good benefit everyone? Another one is marketplace activity, to observe student participation and decision making during the marketplace simulation. Are they prioritizing needs within their budget? Are they understanding the concept of buying and selling?
Our summative assessments for this lesson, what have the students learned and to what extent have they achieved their objectives? Create a simple poster. Ask students to create a poster with drawings or pictures that represent things they need and things they want. They can also include a drawing of public goods they enjoy. These allow you to assess their grasp of what they learned. Sentence starters. Provide sentence starters like I need to survive or a park is a public good because. Students can complete the sentences to demonstrate their knowledge. And then using the strategy of an exit ticket. Present a simple picture of a child facing a choice between a toy and healthy food. Ask students to draw a smiley face next to the item they think is a need. This is a quick way to gauge their overall understanding. Some of the resources that you could use or materials are pictures of various things, such as food, toys, park, doctor's visit, etc. Play money, which you can just cut out or purchase, and large chart papers with sections labeled needs and wants. A simple T chart.
So this slide looks at reasons not to include in technology and reasons to include technology. So some of the reasons not to include technology is attention span and development. First graders have shorter attention spans and are still developing their fine motor skills. Sitting at computers or using complex educational apps might be less engaging for them compared to interactive activities. Hands-on learning. This lesson focuses on building foundational concepts through play and discussion. Physical activities like sorting pictures and role-playing in a marketplace allow for active participation and better understanding. Abstract concepts. Macroeconomic terms like externalities and market power are quite abstract for young children. Using real-world scenarios and relatable objects makes the lesson more concrete and easier to grasp. Social interaction. This lesson plan encourages discussion and collaboration as students make choices, categorize goods, and participate in the marketplace simulation. Technology can sometimes isolate students while these activities promote social interaction and communication skills. Some of the reasons to include technology: simple educational games. Simple online games that reinforce concepts like needs versus wants can be used as a short, engaging activity after the main lesson. And visual aids. Projecting pictures or short videos related to public goods or market examples can add variety.
Differentiation for student learning and assessments to enhance individual student learning. For lower learners, we could simplify categorization. Instead of needs and wants and public private, use simpler categories like things I need to survive and things I like. Focus on concrete examples. Use more pictures and real world objects to represent goods. Provide more scaffolding. Offer additional guidance during activities and discussions. Shorter activities. Break down activities into smaller steps to avoid overwhelming students. For higher level learners, introduce economic vocabulary. Introduce basic terms like market, choice, and resource allocation in a simple way. Deeper discussion. Encourage them to analyze their choices in the marketplace activity. Examples: why did you choose that toy? Challenge activities. Have them create their own shop with pretend goods for the marketplace.
This slide addressed culturally responsive to address those students. So one way is through representation and materials. Pictures and examples. Use a variety of pictures and examples that reflect different cultures, ethnicities, and family structures. Show children with diverse backgrounds enjoying public goods like parks or libraries. Names and scenarios. Incorporate names from different cultures when discussing needs versus wants. Maybe a student named Kai wants a new video game, while another named Namaka needs new shoes. Building on background knowledge, community focus. Instead of generic needs and wants, discuss needs and wants specific to the student's community. For example, if public transportation is important, discuss its role as a public good. Family discussions. As homework, encourage students to discuss needs and wants with their families. This opens a dialogue about how different families prioritize based on their background.
A continuation of culturally responsive practices, inclusive language and activities, gender neutral language. Avoid using gendered language when describing needs or wants. For instance, instead of a doll is for a girl, say a toy for the student. Multiple intelligence. Incorporate activities that cater to different learning styles. Kinesthetic learners might enjoy sorting pictures, while auditory learners might benefit from singing songs about needs and wants. Celebrating diversity. Student sharing. This encourages students to share examples of needs and wants from their own cultural background. This fosters a sense of respect and appreciation for diversity. Connection to identity. Briefly discuss how cultural background can influence needs and wants. For example, some cultures might value education more and prioritize school supplies.
Now we're getting into the lesson. So this is the introduction. We want to introduce this to the students and look at what needs versus wants. So the first thing we'd like to do is to show pictures and ask students to identify things they need, such as food, water, and shelter, and things they want, such as toys, games, and bikes. We also want to discuss the difference and explain needs are essential for survival, while wants are things we desire but can live without.
The introductional activity is called the Big Marketplace. Divide the class into shops or groups with pictures of different goods, such as toys, fruits, doctor visits. Explain these are shops in a marketplace where people can buy things. Each group give each student play money and ask them to shop around the classroom, deciding if they want to buy something with their limited money.
Another instructional activity, this one addresses public versus private goods, and we estimate it should take about 15 minutes to do. After shopping, discuss what each shop sells. Introduce the concept of public and private goods. Public goods like parks are available to everyone, while private goods like toys need to be purchased. Use a large chart to categorize shop items as needs, wants, and public, private.
Another instructional activity focusing on choices and trade offs, estimate about 10 minutes. Discuss how everyone has limited money and can't buy everything they want, and emphasize the importance of making choices based on needs and budget.
On our closure, some closing activities. Create a simple poster. Ask students to create a poster with drawings or pictures that represent things they need and things they want. They can also include a drawing of a public good they enjoy. This allows you to assess their grasp of the learned concepts. Also, sentence starters. Provide sentence starters like I need blank to survive or a park is a public good because blank. Students can complete the sentences to demonstrate their understanding. And the last one, exit ticket. Present a simple picture of a child facing a choice between a toy and a healthy food. Ask students to draw a smiley face next to the item they think is a need. This is a quick way to gauge their overall learning.
And thank you guys for listening to our presentation. Again, our target audience is first grade, and we know some of the concepts might be a little large or complicated, but breaking it down into simple wants and need is where our group focused on, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.